Hello friends, it's Dave here from SaveDecks.
And I'm Sophie.
And we're bringing you our second edition of Demo Talk, where we're going to play through some demos of some upcoming Switch games and just talk about our experience with them, if they're games to look forward to, judged by the demo, obviously. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed so far, by the way. We're over 500 now, so make sure you click that subscribe button if you want to join the party. Also, we've got a Discord as well, so there's a link to that in the description as well if you want to join our Discord and chat about Nintendo-y things with us. So to get on to the three games that we'll be talking about today, the first one being The Flower Collectors, then we'll talk about Thomas Was Alone, finishing off with Summer Catchers. So let's go on to that first game of the three, The Flower Collectors.
Yep.
So this is one that I downloaded that one onto my Switch, but you're the one that played it.
Yeah.
I watched you play it. So what is this game?
So it's like a first-person point-and-click style game. You're a bear, and the whole world is like BoJack Horseman, where it's like animal people,
Like anthropomorphic
Yeah.
animals. They walk on two legs and wear clothes,
and
sort of
even
thing.
the guy, the bear you're in a wheelchair
Jorge.
as well. Oh yes, his name's Jorge. There's a Spanish theme, and like the opening scene is like, the opening credit is like that. It says about Francisco, the
Oh, it's about the
Spanish
Civil War, wasn't it? Yeah.
But then it's set in the 70s, so I don't really know what's going on. Maybe it's something to do with
Maybe,
that.
yeah, it's like the history to it. But yeah, they all speak English.
Yeah.
But there's certain Spanish words thrown in there at some points.
Kinda. Just Spanish names, I think.
Yeah, kind of. I was thinking we played Guacamelee,
Yeah,
didn't
it
we?
was
It's
probably
like
that.
that I'm thinking of, isn't it?
The bear kind of reminds me of BoJack Horseman with the gruff.
He has
voice.
a similar voice to BoJack.
Will Arnett kind of voice.
And just the fact that you're seeing like pills on the side and
Yes,
things like that,
exactly.
and then he shouts at the homeless guy to get a job or something.
He
doesn't he?
he does.
That's the sort of thing BoJack would do.
BoJack would definitely do that.
Yeah.
Still haven't pieced your life together, eh? Wonder why the Polythea leave you be. It's a mess down there. Get a job!
So you get tasks in the corner, and you walk around and you point and click and interact with things. It can be like looking around for ages at times, because there was this one part where it was
He had to reminisce about three things in the house. He had to
so you
find
had to click on pretty much everything.
and
Yeah.
he had a cynical comment to make about everything
Of
as well.
course.
Like
BoJack Horseman.
you look at the phone and he has to comment on how dusty it is.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't see any dust on it myself, but
No. So there was one point where I was looking. It said to look for the binoculars because you were going to go outside and watch. Paint or draw.
He
in
was
his
drawing
sketchbook.
them.
Yeah. And it just took ages. I was going around the apartment. I mean, a little hint to say it was outside, because I thought you weren't allowed outside until you got the binoculars.
Because it said to go outside, but when you push the button to open the door, he says, I should get my binoculars first.
Yes.
And so that told us that, the binoculars must be inside, we can't go out there. But the binoculars were out on the balcony, and it's like...
But maybe, it was... Maybe, I don't know, it was just really odd.
That was a bit off-putting, but I'll say, bear in mind, we're talking about the demo itself. We can only comment about what's in the demo.
Yeah.
What the actual game's like, we can't say. But this was not a good demo. This does not make me want to buy the game.
I mean, I don't super like point and clicks.
No, I mean, it's not for me, really.
No. But one of the things, it did look quite cool that you could use the binoculars to look and
it
see
sort of
things up
told you in the
close.
corner, it don't tell you what exactly to find. It would say, find an emotional scene, and then there's someone down there who's crying, and that's what. So it gives you a hint. I like that sort of aspect to it, but it's like, and I imagine from the trailer, it kind of looked like it was going to be a lot of crimes in it.
Well, there was. So you're having a nightmare, and you've had two nightmares at this point. There's one at the start, and then there's
Which
a
is
second
all voiceover.
All voiceover about drowning and
Yeah.
But so you hear a gunshot, and then you call the police, and then this girl cat runs inside your house, which was actually in the trailer. And she just makes herself at home.
Yeah, pretty much.
She's just
goes on the sofa.
I'm just gonna lie down for a bit, and then falls asleep.
And he's like, I'll call the police tomorrow.
And then he doesn't call the police. you're walking around for a bit thinking, what am I doing? And then
Yeah.
suddenly, you know, obviously you go near her and there's a circle to click on her, so you click on her and that's it. That's the end
Yeah.
of the demo.
So why couldn't he have just said that to himself the moment she laid down?
Yeah.
Like, and then that's it. But yeah, it's not. It
Also,
doesn't.
when you have the binoculars, you can do them anywhere. So you can do them inside the house. So I was just like zooming in on her face.
Yeah.
But it was
You
so
were.
dark, you couldn't see anything at some points.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like the story would be interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like if there is a chap, because it's in chapters,
Mm.
and if there's like crimes you're solving, so it kind of thought it'd be like LA Noire at one point.
Yeah.
Like, all those old CSI games on the Wii, I remember seeing a friend play
I
once.
honestly did
Um,
not think that he was going to be in a wheelchair. I thought you were going to be
No.
up and walking around and like, yeah, it was odd.
Which actually I think that's a clever idea, because you go outside in the hallway
Yeah.
and you can't leave. They've restricted the level of how far you can go, but the reason is because there's stairs there,
Yeah.
and because he's in a wheelchair he can't go down the stairs.
Yeah. How does he go?
I think
down
there was
the
a lift.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, if he was walking normally,
Yeah.
they'd be like, well, why can't he go down the stairs?
Yeah,
you
of
know, it'd be a
course.
weird invisible barrier. But it makes sense in the maybe him in the wheelchair is a gameplay design, level design idea.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something like that. But
Possibly.
so it makes sense. So that game is coming out on the 11th of February. It's priced at £17.99 normally, but there is a pre-order sale of 10% off, making it £16.19. Based on this demo alone, I'm not interested in this game.
No, I mean, no. But
It's just
I
not
feel
my
like
kind of game.
I want to know the story. So if anyone plays it, please stream it so I can watch it.
Yeah, I just want maybe to look it up, someone else playing it, but it's not my thing. It's
yeah.
not a dig at the game, but
No,
the,
no,
the demo
not at
didn't
all.
really advertise itself well to me.
I like the idea of anthropomorphic people.
Oh yeah, I like that idea.
I loved BoJack Horseman.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
obsessed with it.
Okay, so the second game we played was called Thomas Was Alone.
Mm.
Now, this is a game that I've already played all the way through on the Wii U,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. It's a puzzle platformer.
Uh-huh.
You play as this rectangle called Thomas,
He's red.
who's red. Now, the thing I love about this game is obviously the actual puzzle platform elements to it are great.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple, but it gets more complex as it goes along.
Yeah.
But you're playing as just this red rectangle, as you could say, just move it and jump. But there's like the story is it's an AI or something that's
Yeah.
finding its way around, and there's this voiceover.
And it kind of reminds me of like, you know, the clangers where he's like saying exactly what they do, or like Button Moon
Yeah.
where it's like, he's going to the shop today, or something
Yeah,
like that.
stuff like that.
The loneliness was getting to Thomas. No amount of observation or obsessive note-taking could combat that.
He's talking about Thomas, who's this rectangle. But then in another level, you have a square.
Called Chris.
And his name is Chris, and he goes on about how Chris hates Thomas. He's angry and
Yeah.
jealous of him and all that. Because
Chris couldn't shake the feeling that things had taken a significant turn for the worse since Thomas had joined him.
Chris is small, so he can go through the small gaps, and he
Yeah.
can't jump very high. So you have to use Thomas to give him a leg up
Yeah.
or something. And
Which I find hilarious because like he's giving him a leg up to go somewhere. Why is he being so mean to him?
but the
Small man syndrome.
small man syndrome,
Small man
yes.
syndrome.
But the thing I really like about this game is there's other characters as well. The third one we'll talk about in a bit, but there's other characters to go through. Like, you don't need a story for this. It's just puzzle platformer shapes. You get the idea. They all control differently. It's all good. But the fact that they've given them names and told you what they're feeling, what they're thinking, it's brilliant. It's genius. I love it. Although, talking about the sound design, the music gets louder
Yeah.
to the point where you can't really hear the voice too well.
Yeah, I couldn't hear the voice at part.
But maybe there's an option to lower the
And
volume.
also the music's quite like really like I can't like overbearing at some points, like lots of technical noises, and I was just
Yeah.
it was too much.
But maybe there'll be an option to lower the music down
Possibly,
and
yeah.
have the voice be.
Oh, one
I'll be
quote.
happy for no music and just the voice. That'd
Yeah,
be
yeah.
quite funny, I imagine.
There's one point where there's like a new character. He's like a longer rectangle.
Yeah, we'll talk
essay.
about him. His name's John, which I find hilarious.
He's a bit full of himself, isn't he? And patronising.
John inhaled the air of the open space, and it smelled of awesome. Time to flex those muscles, to put his training to use, time to show those little dots how it was done.
But one thing he says is, it smelled of awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what John was thinking.
So basically what you got to do is you got to move these shapes and you press L and R to switch between them.
Yeah.
I couldn't see any evidence of it being co-op on the demo, but I played that. It's fine, it works fine, but there is a lot of back and forth
Yeah.
playing, like moving one shape across then another and then another. And they've got like these outlines of them at the end of the level, and you got to get them to stand in the outline. There was this one level where the way you had John in the middle, then the other two on the opposite sides, and it
just looked dodgy.
I'll show it on screen now, and it looks very dodgy.
But there is like a punishable element. You die when you touch the like goo or water, yeah.
But again, it's not too bad. It's like you just go back to the beginning, or there are checkpoints as well.
So you don't like lose any lives or anything.
But it's one of them. You can just lose yourself in this game, just solving them. And the voiceovers are funny, but sometimes towards the beginning when it's tutorials, and there's this really long text, long voice talking, and it's too long for the level. So I either have to just end the level and not listen to the whole thing, or just wait around by the exit waiting for the guy to talk if I want to hear everything. But it is all in there in text, so you can read it all before he says it. So always like that. So this one, I do really like this game. I liked it on the Wii U. I'm glad this is coming to Switch. I'm surprised it hasn't already, to be honest. It's one of them games you just expected was always on the Switch. But if you haven't played this one before, it's a really fun puzzle platformer. I do encourage you to pre-order this one because there is a pre-order sale of 20%. It's out on the 19th of February. It's £9.99 normally, but it's down to £7.99 on the pre-order, and I do think it's worth that price. So, third game.
Yep.
Summer Catchers. This is one, we both played this one.
Yep.
So what did you think of it?
It was nice. It was really lovely art style. It's like pixel art. I really like pixel art. The start, you wake up and you go towards this like shop in the middle of a snowy place, I guess forest, and you see a wolf who he thinks is a bear, and then he tells you he's a wolf.
I'm wondering if that's making a joke about how limited pixel art can be.
Maybe.
Like how sometimes because I thought it was a bear at first.
I thought it was a wolf because of the big bushy tail, but
right.
I thought maybe the kid was saying funny bear because like it was trying to emphasise that it was a kid, and kids say stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, it builds you a car, and you want to find summer. Basically, you want to find the ocean in summer, so that's where it is, and you drive, and he gives you this toolbox to bypass obstacles, so you either jump or dash or ram into them, and I guess you just have to keep going until you've got enough tools to get to the end. That's what I'm guessing, because
it's because it's an auto runner, so to speak, and it's really weird how the controls work in this because you have your 3 tools displayed, and it's randomised which of the, because there's 3 tools we have in this demo, but it looks like there's 2 more you can get. One is, as you said, there's the wheel one which makes you jump, or I think it calls it a bubble at one point. And then there's one that lets you like a snow plough thing at the front, and then there's the turbo. And you have to use the analog stick or D-pad to select which one you want to use, then press Y to use it. And in the tutorial it pauses you and has a sign up to tell you which one, but when you're actually playing you just have to see the obstacle and react, which is great. I like that sort of thing, but I don't get why it has this system of selecting it with a D-pad and then pressing a button. Why can't it just be press B to jump, A to ram, Y for turbo?
I guess because they've got that element where if you've got 2 of the same, then you can change it by pressing Y. Also, to get through the text, you press Y, and that was weird for me. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, I know
never
what you
pressed
mean.
Y to get through text. It's always A, and
It's-
B's always back.
It's strange. The button assignments are weird to me, and also the tools you get aren't unlimited. You have a
Yeah.
limited amount.
That's what I was saying about the tools. So
Yeah.
I guess you just have to keep going and building up the mushrooms, because you collect mushrooms to buy them
Yeah.
until you get enough to get to the end. Because I don't see how you could do it otherwise. And then
Yeah.
there's cart upgrades as well, it seems, and
Yeah.
hat upgrades as well. I don't know what they do. I think it's just a customizable thing. But also there's co-op in there.
Which is an interesting idea,
Yeah.
where basically you just take it in turns to use a tool.
I think it's
Like,
quite
it
cool
works for
idea.
what it is. I did wonder how they'd get co-op out of this.
But like, I would have liked it if it was the button assign rather than selecting.
Yeah.
And
And I know it's because of the whole round, like, you might not have the right tool, so you have to swap it, like,
Yeah.
fast refit stuff. I kind of thought, like, from the trailer, I thought this would be a simple, like, high score game.
yeah.
And even then, like, the tools being limited was weird, because I thought it would just be how far you can go is your score.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a reflex thing. But it's kind of like, I like the idea of it, but maybe not the execution. But I mean, that one's coming out on the 11th of February, as well as the first game we talked about. It's £8.99 normally, but there is a pre-order price of 50%, so it's £4.49.
It's just not bad.
That's not a bad price at all for
Yeah.
what the game is, and I wouldn't go for the full price on it, but that pre-order price is pretty good. From what we saw in the demo, the game might be a lot better than what we played.
Of course, yeah.
But I mean, obviously Thomas Was Alone I have played all the way through. I think that game is fantastic. But but for the other two, I'm not convinced by them really.
No,
Maybe the summer catcher's at that discounted price,
yeah.
but I wouldn't pay full price for it.
No.
And also another thing, you're saying about the achievements.
Oh yes, so you can get achievements, but they're not available in the demo for obvious reasons.
Yeah, like last week we talked about Rogue Heroes,
Yeah.
and when you got achievements, they let you have that achievement.
Yeah, and I guess they'll transfer it once you get the game. Which, by the way, I'm going to get the game. So.
Yeah, and some days, but on summer catchers, it came up with the achievement, said you've earned this achievement, but you can't have it because you haven't bought the game.
Yeah,
It's like,
'cause you're
well,
in the
why
demo.
tell us about it? Why tell us we've
Yeah.
got it then?
Maybe just to say, oh,
Yeah.
we do achievements too. And then there's this board as well, like in the shop area, because every time you crash, you drag your cart back. That was a nice feature as well. It's like
Yeah.
a little animation.
Yeah, the
of
animations are good in this.
dragging the cart back to the shop so you could fix it up. But this chart that had like how many mushrooms you've collected and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool.
But every time we finished a run as well, we had more mushrooms to buy it. It wasn't hard to build up a stock of tools.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 games that we played this week in our demo talk. I'd say Thomas Was Alone. I won't buy Thomas Was Alone simply because I've already got it on the Wii U.
Yeah.
But if I didn't own it, I'll definitely be buying it. And obviously, I'm not personally interested in the other 2. Maybe Summer Catchers at that sale price, but we'll have a think about that.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think of these games. If you've tried out those demos, let us know in the comments down below. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our Discord if you want to talk to us about these demos. Talk to us about what demos you've been playing, and we'll be back again with other demos as they become available.
Yeah.
And if we get a week where there aren't any future game demos available, we'll dive into some demos of games already out.
Yeah.
So and just see what
Actually,
we think
I've
of
already.
that. Yeah, no, Sophie has already done that. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. See you on the next one.
Goodbye.